Yo, what is going on, everybody? Gabriel Santos here. In today's video, I want to give you guys a process or a method to take yourself out of stuckness and victimhood or rut and finally take action and make a change in your day, in your energy, okay? So, the first thing I want to let you know is that stuck energy, being in a rut, it's what we call victim energy, okay? And what I mean by that is it's very low, okay? Lots of judgment, lots of guilt, lots of shame, right? So when a person is in that energy, guilt, shame, victimhood, there's no room for action. In fact, the natural inclination is to stay stuck, to escape, to binge on pleasure, and to basically avoid new actions, okay? So this is very normal. This is what it's like to be in victim energy, to guilt energy, shame energy. And so the process I'm going to share with you, I've shared before, but I'm going to share it again. Okay, and it's just what has worked for me, and take from it what you will. Okay, so the first thing I do, the first thing I do when I'm in stuckness or shame or rut is I do my best not to freak out and judge myself. And what that looks like is me and my own brain and my own heart, right? It's like, oh, I'm avoiding. I'm binging. I'm escaping. Got it. Got it. Right. And so removing the judgment that, oh, this is wrong. What am I doing? Oh, my, because the judgment and the shame only keeps you further down. And so the point of this mentality of, oh, look, I'm binging and escaping. It's neutral. And it's just observing objectively. Oh, okay. I'm in victimhood. Great. That in itself will inject you with a certain type of energy and mental state that will support you in moving back up, right? So that's the first step, okay? The second step, continually do that, okay? But the second step is to then acknowledge I am the one that's choosing to stay here, right? And I'm not ready to move on yet, right? So in a sense, you're taking accountability for the fact that you're the one escaping, right? That I'm the one pleasure binging and I'm the one avoiding responsibility. And I'm also giving myself permission to be here, right? Okay, I'm avoiding, I don't want responsibility, I'm feeling fear of some kind, I'm scared, and I'm going to give myself permission to escape and binge because that's just how I'm dealing with it. And I am not willing to do it differently. You're essentially giving yourself permission to do what the heck you're doing and to not shame yourself even more. This is just what you're doing, right? You're just coping. It is what it is, right? Okay, now, as you're doing this, right? As you're doing this, right? Noticing that you're in victimhood, as neutral as you can be, giving yourself permission to do what you're do what you're doing, and just taking ownership of it all. Okay. The next thing to do is then start to acknowledge, okay, this can't go on forever. Right? I can only really afford to escape for so long. And not only that, I don't even want to escape much longer. But I'm not ready to do it differently. I'm not ready to face my stuff yet. Okay? But this can't last forever. Okay? And so what that essentially does is it's going to create this subconscious and mental timer, right? This countdown of like, okay, like we are acknowledging that this can't last forever, which essentially means we are gearing up for a time where we're going to take a different approach, right? We're going to take a different action. We're going to change things up, okay? And all the while, that doesn't necessarily mean you're ready yet, right? That doesn't mean you're ready yet. It just means that, okay, this is where I'm at. This is what I'm doing. I know it can't last forever. And so soon, I got to change. And what that then starts to do is it triggers this kind of like emotional and mental preparation, right? You're gearing yourself back up. And so what this whole process is doing so far is it's taking you from this downward spiral to slowly, right? You're getting to this neutral place and then eventually you're going back up, okay? But we're in this gearing up spot right now, right? Okay, I can't do this forever, right? Okay. So a couple of days might go by where you're still just kind of enjoying the escapism, right? At that least now you can enjoy it and not feel like shit, right? But you'll start to notice, okay, the question then becomes, when are we going to then flip it up, right? When are we going to switch it up, okay? And this is critical, okay? This is the critical piece amongst many. So at some point, right, even escapism is no longer going to feel good, right? It's like, wow, like we've escaped as far as we could. And it's going to get to a point where even that's not going to do much for you. So instead of escaping more, this is then the cue, right? This is the indicator that, all right, it's time to go back, right? It's time to make a move. It's time to engage with responsibility again. It's time to engage with discipline. It's time to engage with taking care of things that matter, right? And attending to things that actually matter. All right. So at some point, and really be honest with yourself, okay? You will have to muster up the courage to say, okay, today is the last day, and tomorrow we are reinstalling integrity, reinstalling discipline, reinstalling responsibility. And the critical piece, and this is a muscle I had to develop over time, is that whenever you say, okay, today's the last day, tomorrow we're going to do it, is that you show up and you do it. You show up and you do it. And to really get how important it is in this process and for your own sense of self, that when we say things like, okay, today's the last day and tomorrow we're going to do it, that we put everything on following through. Everything. And I don't mean that in the sense of like, oh God, everything's on the line, right? Not a fear base, but more so just like really acknowledging the very real importance of this. The very real importance of this. Our word is so important because when we say things like tomorrow's the day, and then tomorrow comes and we don't show up for it, how can we expect to trust ourselves in any sense? How can we expect to believe anything we tell ourselves, right? But on the flip side, when we do show up and we follow through on our plans, on our word, on our commitments, then there creates this sense of stability and strength and trust and kind of like confidence that it's as simple as, oh, okay, no, I'll do it tomorrow. And it gets done tomorrow. Or I'll do it today. It gets done today. And it's a muscle that we have to build. And for those of us who are used to, who have been stuck in a rut for a while, I think probably one of the issues is that you said today and you didn't show up for today. And that's where the shame comes, right? Because it's like, man, you said, right? And so, but it's as simple, it really is as simple, right, as you're going through this whole process, that when you say today's the last day and tomorrow's the start of a change, it's as simple as showing up for it. And all it takes is for you to show up for it one time, and all of a sudden everything is different. And so really get that we have the keys. We have all the keys. It is as simple as us showing up when we say we will. All right, so that's it. All right, hopefully this video brought you some sense of value. If you're looking to get more support on a more individual basis, maybe you have more questions, maybe you have some blind spots or confusions that you want to work through, or you just want more deep dive expertise, I encourage you to reach out to me, right? I'll have my links down below via email or Instagram, and I'll give you one free session. And in that session, not only will you get the coaching that I give all my clients, but we will also see if we're a fit to work long term. But yeah, in any case, I wish you guys well. Utilize this video how you will. And give yourself the gift of showing up again and realize that it's not as scary, it's not as hard, and that it feels incredibly, incredibly good. More good than escapism ever could. All right, so again, that's it. Reach out to me if you feel the call, if you feel the urge, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one. Peace.